I've generated 152 leads in 60 days for my home service business, which has led to over $30,000 in revenue for me and my girlfriend. The beauty of it is because it was just the two of us, we maintained a 45% profit margin, which is really cool. And in this video, I'm gonna cover the 3-pillar framework ad strategy that I use in my business and that we use in our community members' business to get these crazy results. And I'm even going to be doing a live demo and show you how you can set it up for yourself, for your business in Ads Manager. I'm not going to leave anything out. And like always, if you want more in-depth tutorials on how to do this for your home service business, check out our school community, the 3-pillar framework. You can try it 7 days for free. What's up? My name is Jordan Danzy. I'm a home service marketing addict, and as well, I own my own architectural tinting company, Valley Home Tinting. Now, real quick, I just want to give a big caution. The truth is, before you run ads, you need to have other foundations established in your business. And this probably isn't what you want to hear, but this is the truth. I'm not going to be the person that says you can run ads and make $1 million within your home service business. You need to have solid foundations which upon you can put ads on. And basically is you have to have everything before you build the house. Ads alone, without a solid framework, won't help you scale. You have to get the foundation right before you actually build your house on top of it. And with that, it's basically like branding, content, website. Like you have to make sure you have these other things in place. And this is where a lot of like online coaches won't tell you, is they can tell you that you can just run ads, right? And their ad strategy is going to be the one that's going to just explode your business. And while that might be the case, if you have everything established from the beginning, ads will definitely help get you more business coming in the door. But if you don't have these things, you're going to really, really struggle. So I want to make this a very big point here. Get the foundations right first before trying out and trying to scale with ads. If you don't have your 3 pillars down and you try to scale with this ads campaign, because I'm going to be showing you everything in here, if you try this campaign and you don't have the foundation, you're going to be really, really missing the ball here. And if you need help with the foundation, you can join the community and we will help you get that going. So ads themselves are probably the most important part. And I want to really preface this. You cannot beat a bad creative. Bad ads don't scale. And if you put low effort into your ads, it's going to show in the Ads Manager. Now, this video is going to be going over the more technical setup guide to ads. This is going to be the more Ads Manager side of thing, the targeting, the budgets, all of that, the real technical stuff in Ads Manager. However, the campaign really should start from the beginning with you actually scripting out your ads. So having a good campaign is thought from the creatives and the setup. Luckily for home service, it's actually pretty simple. You can get a lot of creatives that are pretty much like a solid baseline script, and it's really going to help you. If you want, you can check out this video here. I'm going to try and pin it in somewhere over here. If not, it'll be in the comment section down below. So the campaign structure for a Facebook ad, or for a Facebook campaign per se, is multiple. There's multiple ways you can run it. At the end of the day, there's about 1,000 different ways you can run Facebook and Instagram ads. You can run it for traffic, you can run it for DMs, message ads, you can run for profile visits, or you can basically run for leads or sales. And this one in particular for home service businesses, we want to be focusing on leads, right? And basically what that means is we're getting the first name, and like always, go ahead and make fun of my writing. We're getting the first name, the last name, the phone number, and then the email. And this is basically what we're trying to get when we're running a Facebook ads campaign. So when you're setting it up, you want a leads campaign, and also a special note here. Let me go ahead and actually kind of erase this so you can see it, is you want it to be set as an ABO campaign. And what that means is it's ad set budget optimization. Look at me stuttering over here. That's basically the budgets are not shared between the ad sets, and that's super important. If the budgets were shared, it's technically a CBO, where you go ahead and you set the budget at the campaign level, and then it's distributed in between the ad sets. That's not what we're doing. We want to set the budgets at the ad set level, so make sure it is set to ABO. There's a little setting in Facebook, we'll go over this, where you check do not share budgets. Now, depending on your budget, there's multiple ways that you could be going. If you are going and you really want to scale hard and you're like, man, $50 a day is what I'm going to be putting towards Facebook and Instagram ads, there's a totally other like campaign that you can run that's probably going to get you better results faster. Now, if you're trying to be a little bit more conservative and you're trying to save a little bit, and that's okay, and you just want to see like if Facebook and Instagram ads are kind of help you get there and maybe scale it up from there, that's okay. You can start with a $25 a day budget. I just want to preface this. Most leads in home service businesses, and you have to look, every cost per lead is different for every niche. But if your average cost per lead, let's take a landscaping company for an example, for big, like more projects kind of landscaping. If your average cost per lead is around like $40 to $60, $25 a day, you're not going to get a lead a day. And I want to make that very clear. And you shouldn't be expecting to close a lead a day. Out of 5 leads, or I'd say out of every 5 leads, you want to try to aim to close 1 or 2. Now, depending on your closing ratio, whatever that is as well, if you're sitting around a 20% closing ratio, then for every 10 leads you get, you're only going to close 2. So you have to look at multiple metrics when you're running Facebook and Instagram ads. But the first thing is just getting the leads in the door. So think of budget, what you're going to start at, what are you going to do, and also don't think of $25 a day for 1 week. If that's what you're going to do, just don't run ads, right? So ads is a long haul gameplay. You need $25 a day for a minimum of 1 month. If you cannot support the budget for $25 a day minimum for 1 month, there's other things that you can be doing that are more beneficial, such as like yard sign campaigns, or just simple like door knocking that's going to get you better results. This is for guys who can sustain, I would say, at least $1,000 per month going into their marketing. Now, on this as well, I'm going to break it down real quick right here before we actually get into the live demo aspect. So if you're doing a $25 a day ad set, you are going to have one ad set that is primarily broad and just geofenced in your location area. If you're doing $50 a day, we're going to break it up. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to have one broad ad set that's about $25 a day. That's a percentage. What am I doing here? And then I have another one over here that's another $25 a day. Now, what we're doing is we basically want to see what's better for your home service business. Is it better to go broad or is it better to go targeted? For my architectural tinting company, we actually get better results in a targeted ad set. And I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what that looks like inside of my ad so you can kind of see. But however, for other companies, such as we have a community member who is Yacht Armor, and basically what they're doing is they're putting like PPF on boats. They're more actually like broad targeting is what works better for their business. So this is why I think the $50 a day is the best to kind of begin with, because you can get more data and make better decisions faster and kind of get the results you want faster. However, not everybody can start there. So you can start at $25 a day and get some good results. However, if you can go at it with $50 a day and split the budget, it's going to be a little bit better for you anyways. First things first is your primarily copy should be thought out well. So we're not going to spend a ton of time on copy in here. We're really going to spend a lot of time on the technical aspects of Facebook ads. But copy should be very well thought out. Spending time on multiple creatives and multiple variations is really, really important. I can't say this again. You win on the creative. So if you are not putting a lot of effort and time into your Facebook and Instagram ad creatives, this campaign structure is not going to work for you. If you go out and just film a quick video and you think you can slap it up there and that's the one, and you don't have like a CTA, you don't have the trust build, you don't have a hook, you don't have the meat per se is what I like to call it, or an offer, you're really going to miss out. And we have a really good video that's obviously going to be linked that's going to help you with setting up kind of your ad structure. So with the lead forms as well, we're not really going to dive in too much on this video, but I'm going to give you some easy stuff for it. Is you want to just go ahead and do the path of least resistance. Make it easy and then qualify harder based on the results of your ads. So if you're getting a lot of leads, which is great, but maybe they're not high quality or they're not the type of leads you want, qualify harder on your lead forms. Now, what we're going to be doing is basically the first name, last name, phone number, email. That's the path of least resistance, and we're going to set that up here as well. So you went on creative. I cannot stress this enough. You want to have at least 3 to 4 creatives with offers. So have 3 to 4 creatives done with offers when you're setting up this campaign, and it's going to really help you. And I can't stress this enough. Focus extremely hard on creating good creatives. That's what makes a Facebook and Instagram ad campaign really start to take off. So inside the Meta Business Suite in here, you're going to have a bunch of comments down here. But what we're going to be focusing on is this over here, the Ads Manager. So go ahead and click on Ads Manager and click on Campaigns. I actually already have it pulled up over here, so I'm going to go ahead and scroll to it. Now, this is my Ads Manager that you can see. There's some stuff up here that you guys can't see just because of the overlay that I have here. But basically, this right here is your ad account. You want to make sure you're on the right ad account for your business. And also make sure that all of your like Meta businesses are linked. So you have Facebook is linked together. Facebook and Instagram are combined. If you go into this and you're only on like Instagram or you're only on Facebook, down the road, it's going to cause a headache for you. So just kind of make sure everything is combined, is interlinked. There's plenty of tutorials out there on YouTube for that. But in here as well, you can kind of see some of the ads. Now, this over here just shows the last month. We had 57 leads come in, plus some other campaigns. If I went ahead and totaled all of the leads that we've made, so this is our entire campaign for Valley Home Tinting. You can kind of see here we have some mixed results here and there. A good amount of ad spend put towards some budgets. But what I'm going to go ahead and show you guys real quick is what I meant by the ad sets. So you can see here, we had a broad ad set, same one, and we had a targeted ad set. This is the ones that we actually started with. This was one that we just kind of threw in there and tested. I'm actually just going to go ahead and, actually it's got 2 leads in it, so it's okay. But this is what I was talking about. So we're going to go ahead and create these 2 different ad sets, and then inside of those, you have your ads. And you can see here, we had a couple different creatives that we were testing, and you can see these were the creatives that were obviously winning, so we kept them going. Now, Now over here, what we're going to go ahead and do, over here in the top left-hand corner, we want to click the Create button. And this is where we have those options that I was talking about. So you have traffic, you have awareness, you have engagement, which is basically like DM conversations, leads, and then you have sales, and then app promotion, but unless none of us are software developers here, so we're fine. So the one we really want to be focusing on is leads. Now, you can drive other forms of traffic, but you're kind of going completely off in a different direction. Leads is what's really working for home service businesses right now, and it's the simplest. So you can go ahead and click that. You can click Manual Leads Campaign Setup, click Continue, and then you are brought to this menu that we all know and love. Now, if I scroll up a little bit, you can kind of see up here in the top left-hand corner, you have your leads campaign. And then as well, you have just a little bit up. This is just because the crop overlay is a little bit different on here. Sorry about that. So first thing first is we're going to go ahead and name this one. I'm just going to name this one Test Campaign because it's not a campaign that I'm going to be running. And then as well, we want to make sure auction type is set to, or buying type is auction. And then you can kind of come in here, and this is what I really wanted to focus on, is the ad set budget. So if you click this one, you are running a CBO campaign. And that is the one we were talking about earlier where it's campaign budget optimization. We want to be running a ad set budget, and make sure you click share some of your budget with other ad sets. Please just click this because what this is going to do is it's going to share a little bit of the budget. And I like just hard, solid data to know what's working, what's not. And I don't want Facebook sharing budgets. So we go ahead and turn that off. Now, what we're going to go ahead and do is I'm going to first set up a $25 a day campaign. This is the starter campaign that's great for $25 a day. And then I will very easily show you how you can quickly make it a $50 a day campaign. It's going to be the same setup. So if you're here for $50 a day, stick with me, and then we'll show you how you can go ahead and basically quickly set it up to become a $50 a day campaign. So as we look here, we are now in the ad set, which is one of the really important parts. So we're going to go ahead and name this one Broad. And I actually like to basically name them on, you can kind of see here my other ones, Broad, which is how we're targeting, the age range, and then as well what the ads are kind of about, which it should be talking head videos. You should be getting in front of the camera for your business and talking about your business. Yes, it's super, super scary, but content is king, and having you as the face of the company and in the business really is the best way to do it. So please get behind the camera. We have a whole YouTube video on content is king, and then while the school community shows you how to make these videos. It's really easy enough. You can do it. So we're gonna go broad targeting, and we're gonna go 25 as the age. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and name this one Test because it's a test campaign for me. Down below, you can choose your conversion location. It needs to be instant forms. And then you want to select the Facebook page that you're going to be using. Because I have multiple pages, you can see here, there's my Jordan Danzy account, which is focused on marketing, and then my tinting company. So we're going to go ahead and click Valley Home Tinting. As well as we go ahead and scroll down here, we're going to maximize the number of leads conversions or conversion leads. And we can just kind of keep scrolling down to the budget side of things. So once we're on the budget, we're going to go ahead and set this to $25 a day and keep scrolling. So now we've gotten down to the audience controls, which is really where the meat of everything is. And what we want to first go ahead and do is we want to come down here and switch to original audience options. Now, Facebook is going to say, I don't like this, and they're going to try and steer you away. The biggest thing is for local lead generation, Advantage Plus right now is not the best method because it can go out of state and it can try and find people who are similar but not in your area. Advantage Plus works wonders at national level campaigns, but for a local audience, you want to go ahead and just use the original audience. And so what we're going to do, make sure your budget is set to that $25 a day. We're going to come in here and we're going to select our area. So down here at locations, we want to go ahead and hover over it and click the pencil that says edit. And we can type in our town. So where I live, I'm going to go ahead and just say Salt Lake City. And you can see here that there's a city of Salt Lake. And you can go ahead and unclick this. That's actually quite new, funny enough. And what it's going to do is it's going to put in Salt Lake City plus 25 miles. I like to click this little button here and expand to where you see the map. I think that's really important, is actually expanding to see this map here. Whoop, did not mean to zoom in that far. And this, for me personally, typing it in just kind of gets you to the area. And then what you can go ahead and do is actually drop pins on where you want to work. So I'm going to go ahead and drop a pin right here. Let's drop one down here. I'm going to get rid of the Salt Lake. So we're going to get rid of that. And then I'm going to go ahead and drop another pin down here. Now, let me kind of talk a little bit about this because I think it's really important. Where I live, right, and I'm going to use my place as an example. If I'm starting with $25 a day, and let's say I live in Utah County, I'm not going to try and target this entire valley. Because that's what a lot of people do, is they say, I'm starting with a $25 a day budget, and I want to target everybody in my city, everywhere that I could work, even the rich areas that are 40 minutes away. Just target where you want to work. Don't, like, you're spending $25 a day. Realistically, in like the grand scheme of things, it's not that much money being spent on the ads platform. There's businesses spending like $20,000 a day. So that's obviously national, or sometimes globally they're spending that. But for $25 a day, we want to almost have a smaller circle that's closer to where we're working that's going to be better. So if it's just this little area that you're primarily doing most of your work in, just keep it there. Keep it in a 10-mile radius. If you're maybe at $50 a day, go ahead and maybe expand to like 2 10-mile radiuses. But don't go too crazy. Keep it broad. I would say your audience size should be around 100,000 to probably like 300,000. You kind of want to keep it like within that sweet spot range. And I think this number right here is actually kind of perfect. Don't worry too much about the stuff on the right-hand side, but just keep it smaller. Don't try and target the entire world. What a lot of guys do, especially in Salt Lake, is they're like, oh man, I want to target here. I'm going to drop a pin here. I want to target this area over here. I want to also hit this area. And then I want to go ahead and hit Park City. And so they just keep putting pins everywhere. And like, it just keeps expanding the audience, but they're not spending enough money to reach those people. So we want to go ahead and start with a smaller audience size, and that's really going to be beneficial for you. So I'm going to go ahead and actually do that here. And let's just say we're starting with a Park City. As for age, go ahead and bump this to 25. Most homeowners over the age of 25 right now. I'm 22 and the housing market's crazy, so I don't know. And then down here, under detailed targeting, for $25 a day, we want to leave this broad. So do not put any interests in here. Just go ahead and leave it broad and make sure to uncheck, once again, Advantage Plus targeting. Now, I realize you guys weren't seeing that for a little bit, so you can kind of see here what I was talking about with the radius. Then as well, the age 25, detailed targeting, Advantage Plus is turned off. As we keep going under Advantage Plus placements, I personally just like to use Facebook and Instagram. I typically have gotten the best results from that, as other like Audience Network, Messenger, Threads sometimes works. Just keep it Facebook and Instagram. Simple is really the way to go here. And as you can see, it's starting to say, oh, your audience is getting lower and lower. That's okay. My town of Tooele has about 125,000 people in the entire county. That's actually where I live, not Salt Lake. But with that as well, it says down here in Facebook that the audience is like 20,000. So don't worry too much on that. After we've done that and we've established that Advantage Plus is turned off for the audience and as well placements is turned off, this is where we're actually going to get into the meat of the ads. And this is where I would say primarily you should spend a lot of your time, of course, and this is what I prefaced earlier in the video, is actually focusing on the copy. So make sure both your pages are identified, and then down here, you can go ahead and start setting up your actual ad copy where it says Setup Creative. You can do an image ad or a video ad. Let me go ahead and click here. And I'm just going to go ahead and click this one for the fun of it. Click next, skip and continue. Just go, I like to keep everything original. And then this is where you're going to put your primary text. So the primary text is what you really should like thoroughly think out. As well too, you can add other text options. I like to do 2 to 3 primary texts and really put some time into this. If you spend a solid 6 hours, or that's a little over exaggerated, 3 hours on primary text, I'm happy. And you really spend some time thinking about it. The headline should be short, simple, and quick. The description, I typically always just put my company's website. It's just what works easy. And then call to action is usually always get quote or learn more. Like those are the 2 that I use the best. Sometimes you can use get offer. But my clients in particular and me for my success has mostly been through get quote and learn more. So go ahead and click those. And then down on enhancements, this is where people will get some mixed talking about. I just turn everything off. I turn all enhancements off because I want to have full control over everything. So turn all the enhancements off, click done. And this is where it's going to come in. This was a funny ad. This is where you're going to come in. And kind of you can see everything that's set up. So in the lead form section where I talked about least path of least resistance, you're going to go ahead and click create form. And what's really cool is you can go ahead and name this form. I'm going to name it test form. And down here, you can go ahead and really get customized and crazy with these. But remember, we want the path of least resistance and make it easy as possible for somebody to submit a form. So we're going to click more volume. And intro, we're going to actually just turn it off. So go ahead and turn everything off in here. And only thing you want to focus on is the questions tab. So up here, we can add a category. See how it says first name, phone number, email. We want a last name. So you can go user information, last name, first name, last name, email, phone number. Uncheck optional. It cannot be optional. You want phone numbers, right? You're not going to email these leads. You need a phone number, so make sure it is required. And then from there, you can go privacy policy. You can actually just uncheck this. They've made it optional, which is really cool. Oh, you do have to enter a message up here that's at the top. So you can basically just say like fill out this information and we'll get back to you within 24 hours. Simple, sweet, and easy. Then from there, we're going to go to the privacy policy. You can uncheck that. Ending, nice and easy. Thanks, you're all set. You can visit our website or exit the form now. I actually like to push people to the website, and sometimes I'll either push them to the Instagram profile. So basically it goes to the website to the Instagram. It's just a deep embedded link. And that way they can start to kind of consume some of our content. Some people are like, you have to push to a call. I think a lot of people are pushing to calls right now. And this is where you can kind of do something a little bit different. Everyone's pushing to a call at the end of their form. So if you push them to your content or your social media profile, preferred Instagram, and you have some really good content there, they can start to consume that right away. And basically, we're just trying to feed them as much propaganda as possible. So I push to my Instagram with a deep embedded link, and it has worked the best for me so far. So you can either do that, you can call, whatever you like. You can kind of customize this. You've once you see this, you've gotten their information. So it's kind of where do you want to send them now. I'm going to go ahead and unsave this form because we don't need it. And then after that, you can basically duplicate your ads over here and just kind of put in the new video and the new copy for each video. And after that, you've successfully went ahead, and I'm going to show that one more time because I keep going back to the screen. You can just do quick duplicate, and that way you can just keep putting in your videos. And that's a $25 a day setup. It's really simple, and you win on the creative. So if you need some help with your creatives, like, don't be afraid to ask. You can even go ahead and comment a link to them in the YouTube description, and we will review them for you and get you some good feedback on it. Now, if you want to make this a $50 a day campaign, this is what you're going to go ahead and do. All you do is you set up the broad ad set first, just like a $25 a day campaign, and then quickly duplicate it. And so once you duplicate like this, you can then go back in and make this one targeted. And we're going to go ahead and change this. And all we do is scroll down to detailed targeting. And now we start to add interests. So this could be home improvement. I'm struggling to type here. Home improvement. And you can see here renovation, home and garden, new house. This is really where it's niche specific. And in our school community, we have a targeting cheat sheet that you can kind of pull from. But this is where you want to come in and actually kind of target more of your homeowners and your ideal type of client, what they're exactly looking for, boat owners, whatever the case may be. And this is where you're going to get like really nitty gritty in the detailed targeting. And then that way you can see what's working best for your business. You have a $25 a day campaign on Facebook that's broad, and you have another $25 a day campaign in Facebook ads that's targeted. And when you do those two, you can test to see what's better. And then whatever is better, you can just start scaling that up. One of the big things that I have to point out with Facebook and Instagram ads, once you have a winning campaign, don't touch it. Let it ride. Just the only thing you should be changing is the budget. I've seen a lot of guys create winning campaigns, myself included, and total the campaign because they just keep messing with it. So don't mess with campaigns. Let it ride if it's working and it's producing you leads and you're getting a good cost per quote. Please look at that metric. Then you are good to keep the ad campaign going. A lot of guys are just looking at cost per lead. You need to look at cost per quote. And what you want to be shooting for is like a pretty good closing percentage. So one I would say about half of the leads you'll actually get in contact with. And with half of those leads, you want to be converting maybe 1 out of 3. So that's what I would kind of aim for, give or take a good amount of results there because everyone has different systems in place. If you don't have systems, you don't have branding, and this is going back to the beginning of the video, you don't have the foundations for your business yet, ads are going to be a struggle for you because you don't have enough trust built in to take cold traffic to closed traffic. There's a lot more that goes in, and a lot of people think that they're just going to see the ad, click it, and buy. What really happens is a lot of people are going to see the ad, they'll probably click it, they'll probably see another ad, they're going to go to your website, they're going to go to your Instagram, and then maybe they see the ad one more time and they actually convert. That's what's really happening, so you need to make sure you have your solid foundations. And that's basically it. So that's all I had for you guys today. I hope this was helpful for you. This was a live demo on how to set up a simple $25 a day, $50 a day campaign. If you want a more in-depth guide on how you can do this step by step on every single process, check out our school community, the 3-pillar framework. You can try it today for free for 7 days. And we've went ahead and actually over the past little bit, we've grown to 10 members, which is really cool. If you guys are watching this, what's up? So we've grown to 10 members and they have already gotten some really good gems out of the community. So join. We're trying to build the biggest home service community. You can try it today, 7 days for free, and I'll see you guys on the inside. Thank you so much for watching.